Narendra Modi government has completed 2 years and we are now being asked to rate the performance of the government. I thought governments were rated at the end of every 5 years by the voter. But times have changed. We are in the age of marketing and hype. And this is the time when every government wants to celebrate every year in power. So we had first year celebrations, second year celebrations. We rated the government at the end of the first year and we are being again asked to rate it in 2016. My own rating, 5.5 to a 6 for the Narendra Modi government. Now, the BJP supporters will say, you're not giving him high enough marks. They'll probably want to give 11 on 10 to the Prime Minister. Congress supporters will say, you're giving him too much. You should be giving him 0 or even a minus mark. The truth is, it lies somewhere in between. As the old saying goes, the glass is half empty or half full, whichever way you look at it. My own sense is that the government's performance has been from average to good. There are certain areas where Mr. Modi has done well. He's given a sense of dynamism and energy, both to foreign policy and to the entire issue of leadership as provided by a Prime Minister, been enormously communicative, particularly in comparison to a Manmohan Singh who was the silent Prime Minister. I think that energy is reflected in the way he does business, and that's a good sign. I think on the negative side, I haven't seen enough empathy. I would like to see the Prime Minister, for example, put his arm around a farm widow at times of agrarian distress. I would like to see him sit with students who have no future because there are no jobs available today in the market. The Prime Minister has come out with good initiatives and good schemes, theoretically. Make in India, Skill India, Stand Up India. The question is, will these good intentions actually ensure delivery? Will promise turn into performance? That's the question that Prime Minister will have to answer from time to time. This is a Prime Minister who's constantly in campaign mode, 24/7, and thereby tends to raise expectations. And when the expectations are not fulfilled, for example, his election promise of 15 lakhs in a bank account through black money being brought back, then there is an element of disillusionment. And I think the Prime Minister has to recognize that somewhere he's going to have to bridge the gap between promise and performance. I think he's done remarkably in ensuring or sending out a message that he's intolerant of big ticket corruption, but petty corruption still remains. And that is a concern for those who actually have to deal with individual government departments. There's one more concern. I think the Prime Minister's own rating is much higher than that of his ministers. And that in the long term can affect the government's credibility. Several of his ministers, to be honest, are so-so or laggards. And I think the time has come for the Prime Minister to take a risk, tell his ministers to shape up or ship out, and have a cabinet reshuffle that ensures an element of accountability that perhaps brings in more talent from the outside, just to give the impression of a government on the move. A senior minister put it well to me. He said, we have a charioteer who wants to move very fast. But we have a system of horses who are either too slow or constantly looking over their shoulder to see what the man with the wheel has to say. If you centralize too much of power in the Prime Minister's office, then ministry's autonomy is weakened and decision making can slow down because of the bureaucracy. Remember, you have 5 years to deliver. And going ahead in the next 3 years, you will find that the Prime Minister will have to, in some way, ensure that all those promises, particularly when it comes to jobs and agrarian distress, are addressed. Have Achhe Din come? Well, not quite. And that's why I give the Prime Minister 5.5 to 6 for his government. That's my rating. What do you rate the Prime Minister? Do log on and reply to me on rajdeepsardesai.net or on my Twitter account at Sardesai Rajdeep. Thanks for listening to me.